Hi Peak people, it's Kia. I am doing some senior strength and conditioning today. So we're going to start off with punches, and what I would like you to do is punch with the same hand, same foot, and turn your palm. So we start palms up and then we're going to finish palms down. So we're going to step back and punch. Shoulders are down and back, backs are straight. We're tapping our toe behind us. If you want to make it a little harder, you can just lift your foot. I don't know if you can see in the mirror. Lift your foot with your toe. Or we can fall off the banister. Sorry about that. All right, so hopefully no one has vertigo. So we're punching. I don't like the angle of this. Punching. We're breathing. So next we're going to do some uppercuts. So we're going to come up underneath, hence uppercut, and we're going to pick up the opposite foot. So marching in place, high knees, backs are straight, heads are up, we're punching, we're breathing, we're smiling. Even though it's cloudy, it's a nice day. So that's good. All right, so next, even though you normally wouldn't do a roundhouse in real life, we're gonna do some roundhouses to get the shoulders in. So we're gonna step to the side and punch across. Again, if you wanna just lift up your leg as you punch to the side, you can. Back stays straight, heads are up, chins are flat, and breathing. If you're doing this to music, you can go faster. You don't have to go at my pace. You can go slower if my pace is too fast. So next we're gonna do what's called yin punch, which are teeny tiny punches. So just from the hip. So throw the hip, feel the momentum of the hip, throwing your little fist. These stay up. These would be used for someone if they've grabbed you and you just right in. So throw from the hip. And if you want to go a little slower to really feel the hip movement, you can. If you want to do this with weights, you can. All right, so now we're going to do a combination of all three. Woohoo! So we're going to punch, punch, uppercut, uppercut, side, side, yin, yin. Okay? So we'll do it a slower. So we punch, same foot, same arm, punch, same foot, same arm. Uppercut, opposite, opposite. Haymaker, which isn't really a haymaker, it's more of a cross punch. Step to the side, yin from the hip, yin from the hip. Easy, right? All right, so see if I can do it. The punch, punch, up, up, side, side, yin, yin. So we're going to do two of each side. So one, two, oops, uppercut. 1, 2, side, side, yin, yin. 3. So 1, 2, 3, uppercut, uppercut, uppercut. Side, 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 yin. Good. All right, should we try for 4? I'm having trouble, so we'll see how I do. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so I think that's enough of that one. Next, we're going to do, for some balance, some foot raises. So if you want to hold on to your chair, you can, or if not, you don't have to. So we're going to start with just front raises with our toe out. Backs are straight, hands on our hips. So we're lifting as high as we can. gonna do 5. Then other foot, you want the foot that you're standing on to have your toes slightly to the corner. Toe that we're lifting is pointed. So the next one we're going to do, instead of our toe out, I still don't think you can see me in the camera. Let's see. Jog in place while I adjust. Okay, I think that's better, hopefully. So the first set we were doing our toe out. Now we're going to turn our foot to the side. So like we're kicking the soccer ball, and we're going to lift that way. 2, 3, 4, 5, and other foot. Backs are straight this whole time. Chests are out. Shoulders are down. Good. Next, we're going to lift out to the side, and we're going to point our toes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure on these that you are keeping your torso straight, so we're not tilting. Our torso stays straight. So 1, toes out to the side. Good. Next, same thing, side leg lifts, but with our toes up. 1, 2. You should feel this in your hips, in your glutes. And other side. You might also feel it in your inner hamstring. This is a good stretch for that. Good. So next, we're going to go behind us. And we're going to just toe pointed lift up. So you'll feel it in your glute, feel it in your low back. Keep your back straight. You may not get very high, and that's okay. Good. Other foot. Still doing 5 of these. Good. So the next one is going to be straight back. So toes are pointed, and we're going to extend back. Back stays straight. We're not tilting our torso. Other foot. All right, and shake a little bit, bounce if you want, get some of that, everything loosened. Bent rows on thighs. I'm not sure what that means. I love it when I make notes to myself and then I look at them later and I have no idea. I wrote this workout last week, so I don't quite remember what it said, but I think I am. So we're gonna get our chairs. You can do this seated or standing. If you're doing it standing, I recommend one arm at a time and just rest one arm on your chair. So you put rest your arm on your chair or the chair back. I like to really rest my forearm. So you can do this one arm. We're gonna raise up like we're elbowing behind. If you're seated, you're going to use both arms, and for weights you could do this body weight. You can use cans. If you have like any empty gallon jugs, you can fill them with water and lift those. Anything with that's easy to hold on to with a handle, or you can just do it body weight. So if you're doing it seated, or you just want to do 2 arms, you're going to rest your chest on your thighs, let your arms hang down, let your head hang down, and we're going to lift up. Focus on pulling your scapula together. Imagine that your shoulder blades are what is lifting your arms, not so much your arms. You really want to work your back on this. For these, we're doing with our palms facing in. In a minute, we're going to do facing out. So So now we're going to turn our palms so that they're facing behind us, and we're going to do the same thing. So you might be asking, well, why am I doing this again? Because A, why not? And B, you're actually working different muscles, slightly different muscles when you turn your arms, when you turn your palms away. Let your head hang. Good. Then we're going to put our fists on our thighs and push up. Anytime we're coming up from something like this, we want to support our back and not necessarily lift with our back. some exercises we want to do that on purpose. For these, you want to come up out of it kind of more gently. And the same thing when you're standing up, you can push against your chair, you can push against your thighs if you have trouble getting up out of the chair. Ideally, you should be able to just stand up out of the chair, and we're going to do some chair squats in a bit, but if you need help, you can push up from your thighs or push up from the chair. Actually, while we're thinking about it, let's do some chair squats. So just have your chair seated behind you. Make sure it's stable so that if you miss it, it doesn't pop out from under you. And we're just going to hold our hands in front of us. If we have a weight, we can use our weight. If not, that's okay. You can do it body weight. And we're going to just sit back until our butt touches the chair or our thighs touch the chair, and then we're going to come back up. We're going to do 10. Whew. Try not to fall down. Make sure your knees stay behind your toes. Chest stays up and out. Breathing. Try not to sit on the chair, just touch it. Good. All right, so that should be 10. If it's not, then do extras. All right, next we're going to do push-ups. I am not good at a push-up, so I am still doing push-ups against the wall or against a chair. So you have a couple different options. If you're doing them against the wall, you're going to stand, put your arms out like parallel to the floor. You should be a little bit past shoulder width. I am against something that I don't want to put my hands on the window, so I'm just going to be a little more narrow. But you're going to lower down, let your toes, your heels come up, go as far down as you can, and push. And slowly, if you can do this on the floor, great. If you can go a little bit lower, like on a chair, you're going to come, you're going to come down. Ooh, this is a little too low for me. So let's see, I'll do walk in place while we do this, jog in place. So I'm going to go against my deck railing, hands out to the side, on my toes, and I'm going to go down, and we're going to do 10. So get to a height that you can do comfortably all the way down, chest touching your bar. Breathing, backs are straight, belly button in. Pressing your scapulas together. Smooth movement. Good. If you're really good at it, you can like push up and clap in between. I know people who do all kinds of fun things with their push-ups. I'm not that good. I will get there though. All right. Next one I would like to do is a wall sit. So you can do this weighted or not, and you can go as low as you can comfortably. I played volleyball and basketball, so we did these all the time. So I can get a little lower than some people. But again, you want a stable floor so that your feet aren't going to slip out from under you. I have had my feet slip out from under me. That's not a fun way to go. Also, make sure that whichever you're up against is a solid thing. I'm against my screen door, which is pretty, well, actually, it's not gonna work as I press it. So I'm gonna go against the wall. So you want to slide down as far as you can. Ideally, you'll get to parallel with your upper legs, and you're just going to sit there, press against the wall, pull your belly button in, back is straight, so your shoulder blade should be against the wall, your hips should be against the wall, back should be flat. If you need something to do because this is painful, you can wiggle your hands. You can do this with a weight. Try not to rest your hands against your legs because that's gonna like help you. So try to keep them out. When I had my dog, he was very interested when I would do these, and he would come and rest his head on my thighs, and that was always frustrating. All right, so legs might be shaking, you'll feel it in your quads. When we're done, we're gonna shift forward, put our hands against our wall, and we can walk our way up and out. If you're not comfortable doing that, you can just do squats. So we always have options. All right, next we're gonna get our weights. If you want, you don't have to get weights. You can do this body weight. So seated or standing, shoulders are down, backs are straight, palms are down. So we're going to raise up straight in front to no higher than parallel. 10 of these. Shoulders are down, heads are flat. Tailbone slightly tucked. Good. Shake out. And we're going to go to the sides. So feet hip width apart, shoulders down, back straight, out to the side. And we're going to do 10. We're breathing. Good. So we're going to shake a little bit. Get a little water if you need to. And then we're going to change our grip and go again. All right. So palms facing each other now. Front raises. Again, no higher than parallel. Shoulders are down and back. Good. And same thing, palms are forward this time. And we're going to come out to the sides. All right. So we shake. Next, this one's kind of weird, but we're gonna do it. We did kind of a variation on this a couple weeks ago with our 6 guns, but we're just gonna hold our arms out and we're gonna pull back behind like we're gonna elbow someone behind us. So we're gonna do 10 of these. Good, and shake. Now, same one, palms down and pull back like we're rowing. Pulling those scapula together. Breathing. Good. Next, we're going to do some flies, and same thing, we're going to kind of alter how our arms and hands are rotated. So we're going to sit against our chair. Let our chest rest against the chair. Arms are hanging over the top or around it, depending on what you've got. And we're going to come out to the side. 10 of these. And you can't see me. All right. So the problem with video is I don't know that people can't see me until I look. All right, so next one, we're gonna do palms behind us and our arms slightly like 45 degrees away. So if this is flat, 45 away, we're gonna come out behind. Pulling with the scapula. This is really good for our rhomboid major. A lot of us, including me, our rhomboid majors don't not activate. I guess maybe, yeah, activate. So they just don't work, and then other muscles have to work harder, which causes injury. So we don't want that. So next we're going to go out to the side, above us, palms facing. You can do this weighted or not. Breathing. Whew, that was a hard one with weight. Last one I'm gonna do without weight. So thumbs up, and we're gonna just lift above. Good. All right, so breathing, stretching, feeling all the things. If any of these bother you, then do them without body weight. Make a smaller movement, slower movement. See how that works. Make sure your shoulders are down. For me, that's a big one. If my shoulders aren't down and set, then I have some pain. So next we're gonna do front flies. So we're gonna sit the other way in our chairs. Hips forward. If you have back problems, you might wanna sit back farther. We're gonna tilt back, keeping our back straight, belly button pulled in, like you could pull it all the way back to your spine. Heads up, arms out in front diagonally. I mean, it should be 90 degrees from your body, but diagonal to the floor. And we're gonna open out as far as you can comfortably. And honestly, this is a really nice stretch, especially if you do it on your back to open your chest. But we're gonna do flies. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, if you want to just stretch, let your head hang back, let your arms hang. Feel that nice stretch. You can drop the weights, even unweighted. This is a nice stretch for your front of your shoulders, underneath your collarbone. These muscles in here get really tight, and so it's nice to be able to stretch them out. You can lay on a bench and open out to the side on the edge of your bed and let that arm hang and then switch sides. It's really nice. All right. So we're gonna go back to seated and we're gonna do some incline presses. So again, sit where you're comfortable with your back. If you're at the edge, that's fine. If you wanna sit back closer, that's fine too. But the big important thing is that your back is straight, chest is out, shoulders are down and back. So we're going to press out and we're gonna do 10 of these. Breathing. Good. All right, next we're going to do some curls. So we're going to do 2 kinds of curls. 2 of the 3 that I know. So the first ones are hammer curls. So they're palms facing each other and we're just curling up. Backs are straight. You can do this seated or standing. If you're doing it seated, which is how I usually do them, you want to rest your elbow just on the inside of your knee. Keep your back straight, chest out, and do 1 at a time. We're going to do 10 on each side. You can do this body weight, you can do it weighted. Play with the weight. See what works for you. So these are hammer curls, because you would hammer, right? Next is concentration curls. So you're going to turn your palm and it's going to come in, palm facing you, instead of like this. So it's not like you're calling into a microphone. It's like you're going to think. I think that's why they're called concentration curls. So again, if you're seated, do 1 at a time. If you're standing, you can alternate. Back stays straight, shoulders are down. You're isolating your elbow on your leg so that you're just working the upper arms. And 10 on each side. Good, other side. Keep your shoulders flat across. A lot of times people are kind of one side or the other. And don't kip it, so don't like use your body and your hip to get your arm up. You want to be able to have a smooth movement so that you're isolating those muscles. Because if I'm using my whole body, then I'm not getting that muscle to work. And I've lost count. We'll call that 10. All right. So there was another one I wanted to do. And it was one that occurred to me that I just thought of. So while I'm thinking about, we're going to do tricep extensions. So let your weight hang behind you, elbows in, so your biceps are touching your ears, and you're going to raise straight above. Keep your elbows pinched in. That is going to isolate your arms as well, so that you are just working the triceps and the biceps. If you want to, if you don't want to go over your head, you can do kickbacks. So tilt slightly forward and bring your arms behind. Oh, I know, Arnold press. If there were people here, someone would remind me, so I now have to remind myself. All right, Arnold press is fun. I think it's fun. So you're gonna start with your palms facing you, and you're gonna touch your bells or your cans or whatever to each other. Shoulders stay down. You're going to rotate out and come up over your head and touch the bells. This is going to keep your hands together. If we come out here, which sometimes we do, don't get me wrong, but if you come out here with a heavy weight, you're gonna hurt yourself. So you wanna come in. So we come together and out. If you don't wanna go over your head, you can reach out, which is harder, but if you have shoulder problems and don't wanna go over your head, then that's an option. And we'll do 2 more because I've lost count again. Good. So we're gonna shake out a little bit. Next, a little bit of a shoulder exercise. Or kind of mobility loosening. We've done a lot of shoulder stuff today. So we're gonna start with our palms, backs of our hands facing, shoulders are down, backs are straight, chests are out. We're gonna raise our hands, keeping the backs of our hands together. When they get to our forearms parallel, we're gonna flip our hands in, keeping our backs of our hands touching, and raise our hands up. If you can get your forearms touching, great. As we get in front of our face, we're gonna roll our palms away from us, shoulders stay down, and we're going to come back down. Backs of the hands touching, we come up, forearms touching, and out. Shoulders stay down. If you don't want to raise your hands over your head, just go out in front of you. Whatever works. We're breathing. This is a nice cool down. And it's really good for elbows, wrists, shoulders. Good, and we'll do a quick couple stretches to the side. So we're gonna start out feet wide apart. We're going to shift, you can't see me. We're going to turn our toe, shift to the side. If you want a bigger stretch, open your toe all the way out so your feet are 45 degrees away. Shift out, you can turn your body. It's gonna stretch that back leg. Make sure your knee stays forward. This is also a good stretch for the hip. We're going to straighten, walk the foot in, and go to the other side. Turn, open out. Breathing, back stays straight, belly in, pulling in that belly button. We can turn away if we want. Next, we're gonna slide our hands down, hinge back a little bit. If we wanna just hang here and hold our ankles, we can, or you can put your hands down. If you're having balance issues, you can hold on to something and just let that stretch, just feel that stretch. And we're going to put our hands on our upper thighs and push up to stand up, walk our feet in and shake out a little bit. All right, that's it for today. I hope everybody's healthy and having a good time, or as good a time as we can have being confined, and we'll hope to see you soon. Have a good one.